Margarita Suarez called me one day, and she was the executive director of what was then called Avanta, now Satir Global, and said that she had been using my book, The Satir Process, for many years, teaching nurses, counselors, how to use what I defined as the Satir process. And she said, Sharon, I realized that I am using this process to help myself in my relationships with myself and others. I said, oh, really? She said, yeah, so let's create a program for the general public. So that became very exciting, and that's what we did. And it was launched at the Satir conference in Waterloo, Canada in 2005, and has been going ever since. And it's been translated into several different languages now. I was initiated into Avanta as part of the Virginia Satir Teaching Network the same year that she died. I was initiated in 1988 in June, and she died in September. And I wanted to share what I had figured out about her process and how she helped people. And I felt compelled to write about it when she died, because many people said Virginia Satir had her own magical way with helping people, and nobody else could duplicate it. And I totally believe she had her own incredible healing energy, and I also believed that she knew what she was doing cognitively. There was a roadmap in her head, and I wanted to share the roadmap that I had figured out in watching her. I not only watched her, studied with her directly, but I watched thousands of hours of tape and transcribed it to figure out what I thought were the 6 phases of her work. No, the original roadmap in my head that I used to study Virginia Satir was designed by Robert Karkoff. He wrote a book called The Art of Helping, and I had studied that model. And so when I went to study with Virginia, I had that model in my head of phases. And so when I watched her work, I overlaid that on the original Karkoff model. And then I identified 37 skills that she used within those phases. And in the Satir process, I identified how she would use each of those skills with an individual, a couple, and a family. My last experience with Virginia was an exercise in which she had us stand in a circle, and we all held a candle. And she lit her candle, and she said that my hope for those of you who have been through this training is that you will go out into the world and help other people light their candles. You cannot give anybody their light. They have their light, but they may not have it turned on. And through this training, I hope that you've had your light turned on and that you will help other people turn their light on. And my experience is that that can happen through the enriching program.